My AI just changed. It just buzzed the front gate. Thank God you came. How many more days could I wait? I made plans with you, and I won't let them fall through. Gotta say a word, keep getting me what I'm looking for. I just gotta tell everybody, I don't wanna keep it on the low. Goddamn, I love you. I love you. Goddamn, I love you. I love you.
Finally made it to the port of Miami. All these bags on the outside. Finally put my bag cover on my suitcase so it doesn't get destroyed.
We got all our bags together and prepared to head onto the cruise.
This is the bog bag that my mom got from Amazon. I looked it up and I like it in baby blue. And I think I'll get a baby blue one, but not that big, maybe smaller. So they finally gave me my card. And I'm gonna put it inside of these. This lanyard looks so nice.
My mom bought these really cute lanyards from Amazon that you put your key card in.
Now we're gonna take pictures over here.
After we got ourselves situated, went through security, got our key cards, took our pictures, we finally walked through the tunnel that connects the security checkpoint to the cruise itself. This tunnel was a pretty short walk, but it was so exciting walking through, seeing everything through the windows. Like we were really finally about to make our way onto this gigantic cruise. This particular cruise is called the Norwegian Breakaway. The employees were so nice and welcoming upon entering the actual cruise itself. Once you walk inside, it's so modernized and updated. It's actually a relatively new cruise that is built by Norwegian. So I would definitely recommend going on the Breakaway. And our room was on the 10th floor. This was an extremely huge, tall cruise.
Oh, there's 2 beds?
Our room had a balcony, so we spent some time exploring the balcony prior to leaving and exploring the rest of the cruise. This was when we were still docked in Miami prior to taking off. And once we were still in the room, we made sure to take some Zicam. That is our travel ritual so we don't get sick. This thing hurts and tickles at the same time, but I would recommend taking it if you don't want to get sick. It really helps your immune system while you're traveling.
Go in.
Once we all took the Zicam, we traveled through the rest of the cruise, exploring on our first day, and we went to the bar and got some absolutely delicious peach bellinis. Like, since leaving this cruise, I haven't gotten a peach bellini that tasted as good as this. I made sure to drink as many peach bellinis as possible, and I literally constantly had a peach bellini in my hand this entire cruise ride. So we headed over to the buffet afterwards, and then we explored the little museum area that's located in the central part of the cruise. I think this was like one of the most nice and scenic parts of the cruise. Just look at the ceiling. Everything was so colorful and vibrant. It really looked amazing. Then we went to the little maze area where they hold shows. This is by the theater.
This thing is freezing cold, but oh my god, it's hot out here. Ew, look at the skyline of Miami. Oh my goodness, it's dripping water.
The boat didn't actually leave until around 10 p.m. so we headed to the deck to watch it set sail.
Daniel, say bye.
I need to step on the
Now we are all headed to the comedy club. I got my jacket on because this boat is freezing cold.
I tell you no lie, this boat had to be at least 50 degrees. Like, it was freezing cold. I constantly had to walk around with the jacket. Then we went over to the casino, and after the casino we went over to the nightclub. Well, this club was actually like a little bit older because the crowd on Norwegian is a bit of an older crowd. After leaving the club on board, we walked around and headed over to some other bars, and then we made our way back to our cabin and went to sleep.
I just woke up. I had to rush and get ready. The time went back 1 hour and we didn't realize it, so we really have 5 minutes left to go get breakfast. So they ran to go get breakfast. I just got ready and we have to do our mustard station review in 30 minutes.
really need to get this breakfast because the next restaurant doesn't open until 12, so we'll be out of food for 2 hours if we don't eat now. This is what the boat looks like moving. It's actually going pretty fast. I'm a little bit afraid to open the balcony because it's going kind of fast and I don't want to create a wind tunnel in the room. I'm gonna hurry up and go to the 15th floor. Day 2 of the cruise, we were just on the sea for the entire day, so I figured out some activities to keep me busy. I love this camera. I'm low-key thinking of getting the DJI because that one looks really good too. This is what it looks like during the day. I came out of the room for breakfast and went straight to the buffet. Everyone else was already there. I was the last one to come out of the room because I need my beauty rest, even though my face looks super puffy, you know. I had a really good sleep in there. Cruise sleep is the best sleep. So bright, I can barely open my eyes. I gotta go get my sunglasses. After eating, we walked around the pool area and decided that we wanted to go to the pool. So we went back to the cabin, put on our bathing suits, and headed over to the pool. It was extremely hot this day, but when the cruise would move, it would get hot, and then it would be cloudy, and then hot again, and then it would be windy because we're constantly moving. So I sat by these pool chairs and I ordered endless rounds of peach bellinis and margaritas. I had multiple drinks. I could not stop drinking these bellinis, like I said before. And then I just sunbathed for a little bit. I relaxed, I did my thing. There wasn't much to do because it's literally just a day at sea. So you have to figure out what you're gonna do. They had plenty of activities, but for these few hours, I was literally just chilling by the poolside. So then we ended up getting drinks from the bar and then headed to the common area where they have little activities for all the guests. And they put them on this huge projector. So me and my Aunt Charmaine were playing guesstimation.
It smells like... No, I just said it smells like farts.
Not gonna lie, y'all, them hallways be stink. Like when you walk by the other cabins and somebody did something in their room, it stinks up the whole hallway. But after playing guesstimation, I went back to the room. They had these really cute towels every single day, and I had to change because we had dinner reservations.
What's that? What is that? It's clam chowder. With no crab.
They had a really decent menu at this restaurant. It was something different than the buffet, but it still wasn't like, you know, 5-star food.
Oh my gosh, come on.
On the second day, we finally arrived in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. We arrived at around 9 a.m., but we got off the boat at 10. The view from our balcony was insane. It was like a real-life painting, and the water was so ridiculously blue that it didn't even look real. There's something about waking up and opening your balcony door to a brand new country that makes you feel like anything is possible. Life is too short to stay stuck and play small. It took me about 30 minutes to get ready. I did my makeup first. You know, I cannot go barefaced. You know, if I gotta take pictures and stuff, I gotta do a little something. Then I got this really cute Vaseline oil that's bronze. It's made for black women. So I would highly recommend buy this. That's how you get that nice oily sheen look in your pictures. And it's actually pretty cheap. It's like $5 on Amazon. And it's moisturizing. Sometimes when I don't have lotion, I use that. And I have sensitive skin, so it's sensitive skin friendly. As we kept pulling in closer to the water, the view got even better. My Aunt Charmaine and my grandma walked from their room to our room to meet us prior to exiting off the boat. I was absolutely astonished by this view, and I could not wait until we got off the boat. But prior to getting off the boat, we made sure to hit up the buffet, and we ran into someone who was from Grenada. So my aunt and my grandma had to stop and talk to her all about where she's from and what her name is. You know how that goes. Then we ate and finally made it to the disembarkation station. Walked down there, and it was a long line to get off the boat because everyone's trying to get off the boat. We only have a few hours in Dominican Republic. It was a little bit chaotic to get off the boat because they needed our information and we had to scan our key card so they could check us out. But prior to exiting, they handed us all maps of Puerto Plata so we knew our way around. And after scanning my key card, we were finally let out into the Dominican Republic. There were many other boats that docked at this time, so there were lots of people getting off into this boat.
Good morning. We're finally off the boat now.
Out of all the boat docks I've ever been on and all the cruises I've ever been on, this port was extremely long. It is literally the longest cruise port I've ever seen in my life. It had to have spanned about a mile. Like, just getting off on our cruise, we literally kept walking and walking and walking and walking till we couldn't walk no more. Then we made it to this little tram area, and the tram will pick you up and then take you further down where you originally would have had to walk. They take you into the tourist area where they have different little shops and everything. And in the tourist area, if you walk further down, they have taxis that will pick you up and take you outside of the tourist area into the actual parts of the Dominican Republic. So that's what we ended up doing. There were so many different drivers waiting outside of the taxi pickup area so that they could pick up different tourists. So we ended up meeting up with this one guy who drove us all around, and he basically did like a Puerto Plata tour of this particular part of the Dominican Republic, and we stayed with him all day until it was time to head back onto the cruise. So our first stop was the chocolate shop called Del Oro. They literally make chocolate from scratch. It's a chocolate factory, and they gave us a tour of the entire factory. And when we first arrived, they let us sample some hot chocolate. This by far had to have been one of the best hot chocolates I've ever drank in my life. It was something different about it. Like, they put spices in it. It wasn't just chocolate and milk. It was something different. Then we made our way towards the back of the chocolate factory toward the end of our tour. And after heading out from the chocolate factory, we went over to this beach. This beach is known for having multiple clothing vendors on the outside of it. It was actually a pretty cool beach. There were lots of vendors there, and everyone sold something different. Some people sold clothes, some people sold food, some people even sold massages. Some people even did your hair.
$55? Then she told me she could do 60. Wow. I don't know. I feel like I could find it on Shein. That's where they got it. Yeah.
After walking through all the vendors and shops, we ended up purchasing some beach chairs and umbrellas from this one particular bar because they had them for sale. After we purchased the beach chairs, we sat on the beach, and there was this guy with this parrot. And if you see the girls on Instagram, every time they're in the Dominican Republic, they take pictures with the parrot, which I didn't realize until I went there myself. Everybody has these colorful parrots. That's like their known bird there. But there's also different animals on the beach you can take pictures with. Some people have snakes, some people have monkeys, but this parrot guy walked up to us, so that's why I took pictures with the parrot. And it was actually a really well-behaved parrot. I actually love animals. I would take this parrot home with me if I could. My mom and I both took pictures with the parrot. We were the only people willing to take pictures with the parrot. And don't let these people trick you. They will walk up to you with the animals, hand them to you, and be like, "You want a picture?" And then they'll be like, "Yeah, $50 after you already took the pictures." They don't tell you the price up front because that thing was expensive. $50 for a couple pictures. So make sure you beware. And then me and my little brother ended up going to the other part of the beach, and I forced him to take some videos of me because he doesn't like to comply sometimes, so I have to bribe him a little bit. He took some pictures of me and some videos, and they came out really, really good. Like, chef's kiss.
Ooh, step on top. It's such a nice view here. I'm looking for Nathaniel now. He's right over here.
Nathaniel and I were the only ones who actually went in the water. Now, I didn't fully submerge myself in the water because this water was ice cold, but I did walk up to the water. I put my feet in it a little bit, and I actually sat down in the sand. But when I was sitting down, there was like these invisible bugs that kept biting me. They looked like little mice or lice or something. I don't know what it was, but then I felt like something was crawling all over me, and then I would see them, and then when I would try to grab them, they would go away. So make sure you beware. Beaches be having like little bugs in the sand. And then I made my way back over to the beach chairs because that thing creeped me out. I had to go. And then the food finally came. I had to make myself comfortable before settling down. And there were so many dogs on this beach. Like, this beach has to be called Dog Beach because every single way you turn, there's stray dogs spread all across this beach. But the food was a 10. It was very good. Every time I go to like a Hispanic or Latin country, the food is always delicious. You know, my big bag family tore it up.
That's what they're known for.
Oh, really? Taste this.
You need that? Yeah.
Then there was this lady that came up to me, kept asking me like, do you need your hair braided? I was like, do I need my hair braided? I might could get my hair braided. She gave me a really good price. She only braided it for like $20. So I let her sit down and braid my hair. It took about a good 40 minutes. She had all the products, all the ingredients to do a good hairstyle.
Is that sand in your hair? Yeah, you got sand. You gotta get it out.
And then she finally finished it, and I think it looked actually really good. The only thing I would say that disappointed me is the gel that she used was super flaky gel. Like, it was not compatible with my hair. So that thing was looking really white and flaky like very soon after.
This is real silver. We sell it out for 65, but you tell me how much you give me. This is real silver.
We're gonna share. Okay, we're sharing. We share. No, one.
Uno para los dos.
Oh, that's $6. That little thing. It's one for $6.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Let me see. It smells like sorrel. It's not bad. It's not strong.
No, it's good. It's good.
You want to try it?
I know what it is.
Thank you.
We all took a sip of the Mama Juana, but I thought it was gonna be like under the counter in Grenada, but nothing compares to under the counter. Mama Juana just tastes like sorrel and rum. That's all it tastes like. It's not strong at all. Like, I probably could drink the whole bottle of that and feel fine after. I didn't even feel a buzz after. But after we tried the Mama Juana, we ended up leaving the beach and we headed back onto the tour bus, and he took us to our next location, which was a pink road called Paseo de Doña Blanca. It is a pink wall that people take lots of pictures on for Instagram. We all took some really, really cute pictures here, and we stayed within these walls for about a good 20 minutes or so. We got all of our pictures in, lots of pictures, lots of videos, TikToks, everything. Anything you think of, we got it. And across the street, there was a pharmacy, and it was so hot this day that we walked across the street to get drinks.
I got a different view and different selection, okay? Getting twist pack. Amber, you can get it in different color, blue, yellow, green, and red. That's a blue amber. You see? Blue amber, yes.
Next, we made our way to this marketplace that the tour guide escorted us to. Majority of the shops and restaurants were closed in here. I'm not really sure why, but we were also on a crunch for time. So even if they had been open, we wouldn't have been able to stop in there too much longer because it was almost time to head back onto the cruise. And we did not want to be those people rushing to the cruise when it's about to take off. So we just wanted to walk there to experience and see what it was like because we weren't sure when we were ever going to come back to the DR. So after we walked, we made our way back onto the tour bus, and he dropped us off at the cruise port. And as we were walking toward our actual cruise, we stopped at one of the restaurants in the tourist area and got some authentic Dominican food before boarding back onto the cruise.
Excuse me?
My little brother destroyed the towel before I had a chance to show you what animal they created.
Oh, wow. Hi again.
Once we boarded back onto the ship, I went out onto our balcony in our cabin suite. It was a really nice view from where we were. Mind you, we were on the 10th floor, so it was very high up from where we were. The highest floor on this cruise was the 15th floor, so we were not in the middle, but we were pretty up there. It was a very nice view from here, and it took about 30 minutes or so for the ship to actually take off after we boarded. And once we boarded, they had an event dedicated toward military veterans. After that event was over, I made my way back to the buffet. Then we watched a movie in the common area, Charmaine and I, and then it was time to go to sleep. And the next day, it was also a pool day, just like the second day. But this is the 4th day, and the 5th day, we end up in the Bahamas. So this was just another day at sea. First, we stayed at the pool for a few hours and we played Uno, which ended up getting really heated. So Charmaine and I ended up separating from everyone and we went to go play Deal or No Deal in the common area of the cruise. This was a pretty pricey game. It was about $80 for 3 cards, but the prizes are really great if you do win. So that's why we ended up playing, and we ended up not winning, but it was still a fun game. And then afterwards we headed over to the bar upstairs to get some fish and chips. Let me say, these fish and chips are some of the best things you will eat on Norwegian's Breakaway cruise. Like, it was delicious. I ate that every single day of my trip. And then after that, we headed over to the bingo hall because this was literally the highlight of my day. I've been waiting all day for them to start bingo, and we finally headed over there. And the cards were way cheaper than Deal or No Deal. It wasn't $80 like Deal or No Deal. It was more like $20. But you still have so many chances to win. It makes way more sense than playing Deal or No Deal. And if you play bingo, they give you these free bonus cards on the side. So just in case you lose bingo, you still have chances to win on the side. And we actually won on a lot of those extra play card tickets. We cashed out pretty well after bingo. Then we headed over to the buffet where they had a new crepe station set up, and I love crepes. I'm a sucker for crepes. That is one of my favorite desserts of all time. So I got a Nutella crepe, and then we went to the casino for a little bit, and when I went back to my cabin, they had a new animal on the bed. Then afterwards, since it was the nighttime, we had to find something else to do. It was one of our last nights on the cruise, so we went to the adult club that was 21 and up, and that is how we spent the rest of our night until we were in the Bahamas the next day. Prior to stopping at the club, we did end up speaking to one of the cruise hosts, and she was so down to earth, and her and my family really hit it off because they all had the same hairstyle, which was crazy. Wow, so they left stuff.
Did you lock this back? Because you know that the same people be coming here on here, right?
Pirates?
Yes.
Stop. You think a pirate is gonna come? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nana. Happy birthday to you. Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? 30? Are you 40? Are you 60?
You passed it. I'm 36.
My little brother is practicing blowing up balloons for my grandma's birthday, which you will see all about in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.